Hey, are the Steelers really Super Bowl contenders with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position? Something I got to rub my chin about. But NFL columnist Bucky Brooks seems to think so. So we're going to take a deep dive into the Steelers and see if they really are Super Bowl contenders. Let's get into it. This is the NFL All 32 on the ABSN. With Nacho. So to be honest with you, we got a couple of sacks because of hustle. And
A lot of different reasons is in the past, or it can still that quarterback that the Browns thought they were getting when they decided to pull.
shadowing that offensive lineman and waiting for Jaden Daniels to do something. Welcome to the NFL All 32. Hey, welcome back to the NFL All 32 right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network with your host, Big Pat Sports Talk. And today we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are they really Super Bowl contenders, man? Hey, Mr. Bucky Brooks, NFL columnist, he says, hey, stop disrespecting Aaron Rodgers and take the Steelers serious this year because of Aaron Rodgers and his leadership. So, hey, he says stop dismissing Aaron Rodgers led Steelers in the AFC, ranking them in the top three challengers to the Eagles' NFC throne. Hey, listen, he said this is not a clickbait thing. Uh he really believes this. He says, okay, truthfully, I have no desire to produce clickbait content, but I know that the suggestion the Pittsburgh Steelers will emerge as Super Bowl contenders would undoubtedly spawn a slew of interesting comments on my social media channels, especially consider that I already expressed the sentiment early last December. This sentiment early last December. While that prediction ultimately missed the mark as the 2024 Steelers lost their final five games, I believe the 2025 Steelers headed to a new season with a kind of upgraded roster that could reward my continued faith. Pittsburgh has enough offensive firepower to support any nasty defense with the potential to finish as a top ranked unit in every major category scoring, defense, yards allowed, and takeaways. With renowned commitment to playing complementary football via an old school approach that prioritizes physicality and toughness over all else, the Steelers can win by utilizing a formula that's helped the franchise collect 6 Lombardi trophies. Yes, that is very true. The Steelers do have 6 Lombardi trophies, man, and they are, they're some ballers, man. They've gotten 6 trophies by playing tough defense with a running game and a decent passing game, and it really came to fruition when Big Ben really got into his bag during that time. But let's talk about the Steelers a little bit, man. Let's talk about them a little bit as far as what they have done. First and foremost, man, listen, they signed Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets last year was underwhelming, but I do believe that he brings a veteran leadership to that team. Do I like Aaron Rodgers as a leader? No, I do not believe Aaron Rodgers is a leader as far as a quarterback that'll get guys together. I think he's more of he's a super talent, but he's older now. So is that super talent going to outweigh what he does on the field as far as he could be an a-hole at times, man. He really could be an a-hole. You know what I'm saying? But what does he bring to this team? Can he get this team and lead this team and, be that guy that people can come to as a veteran, that people are going to flock to him. The men on that team are going to flock to him in order to see what needs to be done in order to win. Can he be that guy? I don't know, man, but we're gonna hear some more things about Aaron Rodgers, later in this segment of the All 32. But they did sign Aaron Rodgers, so they got their quarterback. Can he get Will Howard up to par before he retires? We'll see. But the next thing that they did bring in DK Metcalf, even though they traded uh the previous receiver there. Oh, I can't think of his name right now, but he was a monster, but they brought another monster in to replace him. Um, and I think DK Metcalf, he goes with what Aaron Rodgers does, those back shoulder throws. He can get those back shoulder throws, and he with the deep ball, man. Like he can drive that ball down the field with DK Metcalf. He's strong, he's physical, he's fast. And DK Metcalf, even though I believe that he's underwhelmed so far in his career, because I think he should be in the top two receivers in the league with Jamar Chase, the Jay Jettas and Antonio Browns. He has this super physical build, and he's just as fast as those guys. And he's shown that he's got better at route running in his career. But those are two major acquisitions that they made that I do believe will mean something during the season. But we're going to talk about another thing that they did, not another signing that they did, which I think will be tremendous to them going into the season. I actually can put them as a contender. So let's do it. The signing of TJ Watt. They got that out the way, not like the Dallas Cowboys, as I did in the previous episode, what they're not signing their top edge rusher, Michael Parsons. They did sign their edge rusher, and he got a boatload of money, $41 million a year. And guess what? If you don't have that supreme quarterback, the best way to win is to get after those other supreme quarterbacks. And this guy is one of the best in the league to do so. And I think he's the second best behind Myles Garrett. And I think it's a tie between second place between him and Michael Parsons. But this guy gets after the quarterback, and he does it at a high clip. So re-signing this guy means a lot. So yeah, that does help them get towards those Super Bowl aspirations, as Bucky Brooks presented. And I do believe that they will get there. They will literally get there, man. See, the Steelers, they're a team that always flies under the radar for some reason. And Steelers fans, you have to stop disrespecting your coach and Mike Tomlin, man. Because this guy, Mike Tomlin, has you guys in the conversation every year, no matter what the roster is, no matter who the players are. One thing that stands strong with the Steelers is the culture. And it's a winning culture. It's to get into the playoffs, and eventually get there and win a Super Bowl. So I don't blame Bucky Brooks totally, from saying that, that the Steelers can't be Super Bowl contenders. As far as top three, no. I don't think they're better than the Ravens. I don't think they're better than the Bills. I don't think they're better than the Chiefs. I don't think they're better than the Chargers. But I think they're in that level of where the Texans are, maybe the Broncos, some of those teams, I think they're in the same realm of those teams. And if some things happen to them, they get some breaks. And if TJ Watt and those boys show up, they can play some defense and they can stop those high-powered offense from scoring. So it's up to Aaron Rodgers and that offense to put enough points up there for them to get past somebody. They can win an ugly game, 24-20, 2017, 16-13. They can win some of those games. So I don't blame them, man. And I don't blame Bucky Brooks for thinking that these guys can actually make some noise, but they did trade Minka Fitzpatrick, but let's see what they got in return after trading Minka Fitzpatrick, especially in that secondary. We're going to talk about that. So You know, the Steelers this offseason traded Mika Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins, but they got Jalen Ramsey back in return. And then they signed a veteran, Darius Slay. Let's see how much he has left in the tank. And they already got Joey Porter Jr. there. So they have 3 dominant cornerbacks on that roster. With TJ Watt, with Highsmith getting after quarterback, with Hayward still coming back, man in the middle, with those linebackers that they have. They always have good linebackers. So I ain't mad at that defense, man. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I am not mad at that defense. That defense can show up and they can really do some things, man. With Jalen Ramsey, he can play the slot. You can put Joey Porter and Darius Slay on the outside. With Jalen Ramsey be able to roam the field and do what he does. And TJ Watt and Highsmith getting after the quarterback. Craig Hayward and the other defensive tackles, man in the run game and those linebackers flying over the field. Hey, Patrick Queen. Hey, listen, man. Those guys, hey, the more you talk about them, the more you start to like them, man. So I'm not mad at Bucky Brooks, man. I'm not saying that they're top 3, but they definitely can make some noise to some people that really don't believe in them. And you got Mike Tomlin as your head coach. This guy consistently has the Steelers in the playoffs every year. And one of these years, they're going to break through. So definitely don't disrespect the Steelers going into the season because you can have a real problem on your hands, man. That defense is looking pretty doggone good. But I will say this, is going to be determined on what Aaron Rodgers does with that offense, man. And can they get their running game going after losing Najee Harris? They did draft the running back out of Iowa, Johnson. Let's see what he can do. I think he's a very talented running back, and I think he can make some noise. But don't sleep on this Steelers team, man. And, we're going to be right back, man, because we're going to play a clip from Mike Tomlin and see what he actually has to say about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. We'll be right back. All right, so here's Mike Tomlin, man, and he's going to speak about the whole situation, about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. Let's see exactly what Mike Tomlin has to say.
No, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, with all due respect to everyone who's played quarterback since 7, they're Steelers, so we love them forever. But does it feel different when you look across and you see 8? Kaboli said this is the most crowded it's been in the last 15 years here, it felt like to him. But, so it feels different to the fans. Does it feel different to you when you look over and you're like, okay, since Ben, that's Aaron Rodgers?
You're damn right it does. It feels pretty good, too.
Yeah, but
just the possibilities,
correct.
Man. To have a guy like that, man, in your huddle, in your locker room, a part of your group, it certainly gives us all great confidence.
So as you heard, Mike Tomlin says that it gives him great confidence, man, to have Aaron Rodgers out there on the field. So I'm not going to go against what he's talking about, Aaron Rodgers on the field with him. If he has confidence in Aaron Rodgers, hey, Steelers fans, roll with him. Mike Tomlin hasn't steered you guys wrong. He might have not won a Super Bowl every year, but he has gotten you guys to the playoffs consistently almost every year, and he's had you relevant even when you thought the team wasn't good enough to be relevant. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, man. That's heavy, man. And if he has confidence in Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to go against Mike Tomlin. I'm not going to go against his wisdom. I'm not going to go against his coaching pedigree. That man's a Hall of Famer, and he's had the Steelers rolling ever since Bill Cowher left. You guys have had 3 coaches the past 40 years. That's the most consistent coaching in the league by far. By far. So Steelers fans, man, hey, listen. Don't doubt your team going into this year, because I do think you guys can finish maybe second in that AFC North, because I don't believe in the Bengals, and the Browns are the Browns. Now that Ravens team, you guys seem to play the Ravens very well every year, so don't be surprised if you guys have a 10 to 11 win season. You dudes just find ways to win. But that's about the Steelers here on the All 32, man. Hey, listen. Right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, man, we did a 2025 season preview of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go check that out to see exactly how we feel about your Pittsburgh Steelers going into this season right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Man, listen, if you guys need any production as far as for your content, getting videos edited or thumbnails, or you want to be a content creator yourself, go to KMP Productions. If you want to be a content creator, they have a class that they actually teach that can actually teach you to make content, just like I'm making content right now for the Aboriginal Sports Network. KMP Productions, the official sponsor of the ABSN, man. Go check those guys out and ask questions to them. And if you need any help promoting your content, your business, anything as far as promotion, go to KMP Productions, man. But this is coming to the end of this video, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers, are they Super Bowl contenders? You guys let me know in the comments, man. Me personally, I wouldn't doubt them. I wouldn't doubt them because of that man, Mike Tomlin, and what that Steelers organization has as a culture. Just going to be honest with you. But this has been the NFL All 32 right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. I'm your host, Big Pat Sports Talk. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until the next episode, y'all know what it is, man. Peace.